Welcome back to Good Day. So it's a fancy French word that when broken down to its most simple form means snack.
Yeah. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, charcuterie is as varied as the person's preparing it. It can be anything you're hungry for.
Yes, but there is a little bit of an art to it.
Yeah.
And Ashley, she's here with us this morning from Glass City Charcuterie. Charcuterie. There we go. And you're going to show us how we make these beautiful trays. So first off, good morning.
Good morning.
And
glad you taught us how to pronounce it because I think that is a big one for people.
Everyone pronounces it a little different.
Yes, so I'm glad that you cleared that up. But let's also explain what it is. It's more than just snacks.
So it's really just a variety of different like cured meats and then a couple different cheeses paired with some different fruits, mixed berries.
You know, some healthy stuff in there a little bit.
Of healthy stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have usually something briny, which I normally do like an olive medley or maybe even stuffed olives.
Okay.
And then we have just some mixed nuts for some texture variety in the board. And then I usually put some different kinds of jams, honeys, mustards on a board to start with.
And that's why you got bread and crackers.
And then bread and crackers.
So before we get into this, when is it appropriate to have one of these out?
You can have one whenever you have people over. You can have one for date night, appetizers, and for dinner. It doesn't really matter.
We've got a big football game coming up.
Exactly.
You know, and parties coming up.
Exactly.
Yeah. And with Valentine's Day, you know, two people, they can share one. And even some of these look, you know, very fancy. So this could be like perfect, you know, for that date night coming up.
Exactly.
Yeah, very good. So you're going to put one together for us.
Yes.
It starts with some sort of platter or board.
Yes.
The bigger the better? Or not necessarily?
Not necessarily. I mean, if you have a really big board, sometimes if you don't fill it out all the way, it can look a little more sparse.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to do like kind of a smaller one.
Okay.
So when we put everything on it, it's going to look really, really full.
Yes. All right.
Let's fill it up.
So
then.
let's
How
do
do we
that.
do this?
So what we're going to start with, I always start with a centerpiece that you kind of look at first, which I usually make it into a meat.
Okay.
But you can
I thought
also
you were going to
do
have wine for us.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
no, not
thinking
this morning.
The crackers and cheese, man, kind of get you to that point, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to show you how to make a big salami rose.
Yes, I've seen these.
And I just use I usually use a wine glass or something with a smaller rim.
Okay.
And then all we're going to do is we're going to start laying our
Look
meat
at
out.
that. I would not have even thought to use my glassware to help me make a meat rose.
Anything that helps us to kind of make this
That
look.
form.
So, and can we just use this for the salami, or can we use other meats to kind of make the
You
rose?
can use different types of salami. Usually it's best for like
So the
circle,
circle.
just because of the way it kind of ends up at the turns out at the
You
end.
want it to be in a circular.
And this has to be layered,
Or
looks
a
like as
thin.
well?
Yes, so we're gonna layer it on
Just
top of
layer
everything.
it on top of one another. Okay. But how many slices is this that you use?
I use, I don't know slices, but I usually use around a quarter pound or less.
Okay.
Well, and that's the way you're going to buy it at the grocery store.
Yeah, so I like to get mine actually sliced from the deli. It saves you a little bit of money.
Okay.
And then you can kind of get it sliced the way you want it. So thinner is usually better to work with.
Thinner is better to work with. Okay, that's a good tip too.
And this is just the centerpiece for now. So,
Yes.
I mean, by the end of the party, it won't be as
It's
pretty.
not going to look.
It's not going to be as pretty,
anymore.
but
You can start off that way, though,
Yeah.
right?
you can start off that way.
And when we're making these boards, we can do meats, cheeses. What else are all the varieties that we can put on a board?
I put some chocolate pretzels on there usually. Definitely the nuts, olives. You can include some veggies. If
So
you have
there's-
Oh, yeah, vegetables.
Easy ones.
So there's
to
no hard rules. It's
No.
really whatever we want.
So-
Go in the
whatever you want.
refrigerator and
And is our centerpiece done now?
Yes. So once you kind of aren't seeing any openings left in the salami,
no more openings. All
I
right.
like to press it down just to
Okay.
crease the edges,
All right.
and then we're gonna flip it over.
Ooh.
And then it's a rose.
Look at that.
And then
I had
we'll put it
no
right in the
idea.
middle.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
that's
Wow. I could do that, I think. I feel like I can do that.
That's
okay,
really
great.
sick.
Right. And then we're gonna make one more type.
And if not, we could just have her do it for us.
Yes.
Because you do this
I do.
for parties, for whatever
Yes.
people can call you up and place an order.
Yeah, exactly
Okay.
right. So our next kind of salami rose, we're just going to lay, I usually use about 7 or 8 slices for
Okay.
this.
I love salami.
Amanda's
my
ready to eat
favorite.
that roll.
I am. I want to mess it up. What can I say?
All right.
She's like, it looks beautiful, but
I'm
So we're just going to lay it flat. I'm going to press it down.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to fold it over.
Okay.
Hey,
That.
it's like a little burrito.
halfway-ish.
And I just crease it, and then we're just going to roll it.
Oh, okay.
also doable.
How about
I have
that?
a little rose.
There you go.
That's nice and easy.
I like to tuck it right in next to something so the edge doesn't
It's so-
unravel.
yeah. Okay.
And I already have one made. in
There you
here.
go. Look at that.
Right next to
And when
here.
we're making boards at home, is there a certain proportion or like how should we place all of this other stuff?
I place it around the centerpiece. I start with the centerpiece
then you
and
work
then
around.
build everything
So
else.
what would we put? Maybe some cheese now, or would you do fruit?
We're gonna finish our meat.
Oh, more meat.
So
Prosciutto.
we're gonna do prosciutto.
Okay.
I like to do about 2 to 3 types of meat and
Okay.
then start adding maybe 3 or 4 types of cheese.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
I like the
with
variety.
prosciutto, we're gonna take a slice here.
And are we making this to decorate the board as well, or does this just lay
This
around the board?
Gonna be sort of a decoration, a little more pretty to
So
look
you
at.
made like a ribbon. It's like
Yes.
A ribbon. Okay.
So we're just gonna fold it over, sort
Okay.
of like we did with the salami. But this time we're just gonna go back and
Okay.
forth.
Okay,
There you go.
like
You've got a little ribbon.
accordion.
And then you
right?
have a little ribbon. And
There you
sometimes
go.
You can
All right.
fluff it out a little
Oh,
bit.
sweet.
Also easy that we can do at home.
Exactly.
Yes, all right. And then
Exactly.
we want to, fill in all the gaps around there
Yes.
and make it look.
And Ashley, I don't know if you talked about what's in this tray here. So you have multiple cheeses, but there's something that's purple.
That caught Steven's eye. It makes it look pretty, doesn't it?
What,
Yes.
what is that?
So it is a blueberry goat cheese. It's kind of a sweeter element that is added to the board, but it's also really creamy, and it's one that not a lot of people have tried before.
Right.
So I always like to kind of add one that is a little more unique that not everyone's tried. So you also kind of get that little adventure that you're
Yeah. Ooh,
trying.
I haven't
when
tried
you're-
this one.
Exactly.
And then it looks like you've got blue cheese. You've got, is that
It's
Gouda?
smoked cheddar, but it
Smoked
tastes
cheddar.
very similar to Gouda.
Okay.
And then we have our manchego cheese.
I don't know if I've had that.
Okay.
It's a really mild
This one here?
sheep's milk cheese.
Okay.
Yes. that
Oh,
one.
okay.
And it's really good paired with just about anything. So I really love to have that one on just
Very
any
good.
board.
All right.
So when we're building the board and going between like cheeses and fruits, is there a certain ratio? Should we have more fruit or more cheese?
I usually like to load up with cheeses and meat and then fill in with all the gaps with the fruit.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay, that's a good rule of
So people, you were able to walk us through in a really easy way, Ashley, how to do this. Well, for some folks, maybe they don't want
have
to
the
put this
time, they
together,
don't
they don't have
have
the
the
time, but you can do that for them, right?
Yes, I can.
Where can we find you?
I am located in Toledo for pickup. We're right on like kind of the border of Toledo and Maumee.
Okay.
We're available for pickup whenever you need it.
Just get on the website, place their order there.
Our website, our Facebook, wherever you can find us.
We've got a finished version here, too.
Yes,
Look
we
at this.
I've been busy making that after.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Look at this.
Yeah.
Just remove
Look
that.
at how beautiful. Ashley, thank you so much for
You are
coming
so
in and
welcome.
showing us how to do this. I'm grabbing something real quick,
Yeah,
guys.
go
I'm
for
going
it.
cheese. Okay.
You were supposed to eat the other one, the blueberry.
The blueberry.
Oh, I should. That's Steven's getting.
Okay, so while you guys are eating, thank you, of course, for
Thank
coming.
you so much for having
And we still have a much more good day coming up here on WTOL 11.